Hi, everybody. I think it's 12 o'clock. I think some folks are still joining. We might be at capacity soon. Brian, just want to do a quick sound check, visual check. Can you hear and see me?
Yeah, looking good there, buddy. Go for it.
All right, thank you. All right. Again, everybody, we last time when I spoke to you on Monday, we said that we would endeavor to provide consistent, regular, informative updates. We're continuing to do a significant amount of work behind the scenes to make sure that things are running again, as I said, both smoothly, methodically. This has got everybody's absolute attention. So again, appreciate everybody joining this call again, everybody that's been reaching out, staying engaged. Again, we're doing obviously everything we can on our part to push things forward here. We have some additional updates to go through today around withdrawals, timing, an update on the audit, which is already well underway in each vertical. So again, fully committed here. We're on board. We're available. We will make these calls as consistent and as frequent as possible. We'll do another one next week. And again, want everyone to feel good and know that we are doing everything on our end to move things forward as quickly, yet methodically and safely as possible. So we have a few slides prepared here today that I'm going to walk through in a moment. Just share my screen. Hang on 1 second. Pulling this up, guys. Moment. All right, Brian, can you see the screen?
Yes, go for it.
Perfect, thank you. I just wanted to double check. So it's good, guys. Last time I was trying to do this call, I had spotty Wi-Fi and I had pull over. There was a major traffic incident. I'm here. I'm at the office. I'm ready to go through this with you all again. Appreciate you being here today, making the time. And I will say again, we're going to try and make these calls as informative and as frequent as possible as we work through this. So first things first, I want to just go through the progress on the audit. As I mentioned last time, we engaged folks to do a comprehensive audit, both on a technical side and most importantly also on a security side. We continue to advance through this, and obviously this is part of our larger recovery strategy. This obviously includes full technical reviews, infrastructure validation, and full security verification. What is our current focus as we stand here today? Our current focus is that obviously our recovery activities continue as according to plan. That both the technical and security audits continue as quickly and methodically and safely as possible, as well as validation around our infra as a whole is continuing to advance. And then this obviously prepares us for the restoration of the services, which is underway. Again, this is very important that I cover this. We have always been, we will continue to be, and we are fully committed to completing every stage of this recovery process amongst the highest standards possible across both security and stability, but most importantly, transparent. We're going to be transparent with you through every stage of this. And again, I'll say we want to make these calls frequent, touch base as often as possible with informative and transparent updates. So let's look at what this recovery process looks like as we go through, as we start going through this phase and then phases beyond this. So number one priority, as it should be, to make sure that we're safe, that we're secure, that we're structured, and we are responsible through every execution of this recovery plan. Again, whilst ring fencing any issues so we can safeguard all existing assets and ensure that there is no further security breaches or challenges down the line. So Partner, as you may or may not know, and I'll go through it in a little bit more detail in the following slides, but that's regards to partner compensation withdrawals, which will have, for the time being, just temporary daily withdrawal limits, which we hope very soon we'll be able to both increase and accelerate on that front, making sure that withdrawals become available as quickly, increase as quickly as possible. But those limited withdrawals should already be available. Obviously, as I said before, the technical and security audits continue and will continue. We're doing everything we can on our end. We've got the right folks engaged to walk through this. And our goal is to maintain the highest possible security standards so that we can ensure something like this never happens again. Our infrastructure restoration, right, which is critical, is progressing here through a phased recovery. And again, we want to make sure that we have a safe and stable return to our full operations so that everyone on this call, as a company as a whole, we can again move forward with strength and with confidence, and get things running, get things running smoothly as quickly as we possibly can here. And that is the goal. So let's just have a look here. The compensation withdrawals. Obviously, in an effort here just to support a sustainable recovery process, these are the current daily withdrawal limits based on partner level. The goal here will be to start obviously increasing those levels, and while we endeavor here to get things going as quickly as possible. Again, these limits apply per day on just a temporary measure. Again, so I want to just stress that this is purely a temporary measure during our recovery phase here. As you can see on the top there, all the way from Nexus to Pantheon, those are the daily withdrawal limits. Again, here we will endeavor to lift and increase these limits here as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. And again, these are temporary, right? This is just a temporary step during this recovery phase. Moving on then. So again, as we've said, and there's not much more meat here, but I just want to take a step back and say to you again, everyone on the team, as a company as a whole, is committed here to working as efficiently, as effectively, as methodically, and as safely as possible to get things fully operational, to get withdrawals accelerated and up and running, and to make sure that we can return with even additional services as our technical and security verification is complete and wrapped up. We obviously remain fully committed. There's absolutely zero hesitation, zero doubt. We are fully committed to completing this recovery. Again, as I said, as efficiently and effectively, as safely and as responsibly as possible. Also, with a goal here to strengthen the infrastructure as a whole and restore full platform operations. And so really, if I just take a step back here, the goal is not even to get back to where we were. The goal is to be better than where we were, so we can ensure that this does not happen again, right? Full commitment from everyone. So as you all sit here on the call and you've taken time, I can assure you we're going to be always available. We'll have frequent updates. We'll guide you through every stage of this recovery process. And the goal here is to restore full platform operations to a higher standard than we had before, with obviously, we want full transparency across the board. We want people to feel good, to feel safe, to feel confident, knowing that we're doing everything we possibly can in our power to move here as quickly as possible. We realize time is of the essence. All right. Now, obviously, something that's close at hand and something I'm actively involved in here is with Nero. So as I said previously, and I'm not sure if you had a chance to see the recording, but just given the hiccups we had, we will have a completely new Nero website. And this is obviously part of the development phase, which, as I said previously, thanks to the support of our institutional investors, our venture partners, and the company as a whole, we're obviously accelerating the development of this. So our new Web3 platform, an official digital infra, will be nerolabs.io. Say that again, it's nerolabs.io. And obviously the goal here is to make sure that from the get-go, this is safe, this is secure, this is completely transparent. We want this to be best in class, decentralized exchange services available in the market. And we are deploying a significant amount of resources to get things moving as swiftly, as quickly as possible to make sure that it is safe, that it is secure, that it is scalable, and that we can continue to deliver things that we do best here at the company. So above you can see that's obviously the official website, but it will also include the Web3 back office. And as I said before on the previous call, the goal here is to really also institutionalize the back office and operations that go along with that to match with what we will believe will be best in class institutional front office / working space, right? We want people to have regular support across various levels, including VIP levels, dedicated teams. And again, with the goal here on making sure that this is completely transparent and that there is absolutely zero identified security or safety concerns, so that we can confidently move onward and most importantly, move upward. So nerolabs.io will become the central hub, right, for our next generation of the Nero ecosystem. We'll say that again, that's nerolabs.io. All right. Now just to talk through, and we discussed this on briefly on the previous call, saying that there will be a new trade bot that we introduce. We believe we've got something here that folks are going to be incredibly excited about, that will deliver, that will be fully transparent. And the name for our new AI training bot is Orbit One. So that again, that's Orbit One. So 1 second here. All right. So let's talk through Orbit One. We've got some key highlights at the bottom, but again, this is something that we've accelerated the development on. We're excited to bring this to market. We're excited to bring this to market within the newly restored, if you will, refined and improved ecosystem and platform operations. And this will be obviously built on our new Web3 infra, right? Again, so we are sparing no expense and we're wasting no time in terms of having a best-in-class Web3 infra here at nerolabs.io. And effectively, Orbit One here is going to be designed sort of as you will, as modern / institutionalized or institutional-esque, if you will, DEX or decentralized trading environment. Obviously, the goal here always, and we know why folks are on the call, and that is to preserve the earning model that partners have come to know, to learn, and to love. So what does Orbit One look like from a monthly return perspective? How is it powered? Where does it plug into? So, returns here, and as we said previously, are targeted between 15 to 20% per month. And so by any stretch of the imagination, phenomenal. And knowing that it will be built and will introduced within a fully refined, redesigned and institutionalized, decentralized platform at nerolabs.io. It'll be powered by our Orbit One trading engine. And it will trade through a single, and this is a critical point here, the bot will trade through a single decentralized liquidity pool, right? This is very important for transparency purposes. And we want this asset to be completely transparent so that people, again, can feel safe, feel comfortable, feel secure in both using this and onboarding folks into this redesigned platform. Obviously, we still will follow the existing partner compensation structure, which is great news, and there will also be share pool participation. So again, Orbit One is the new AI trading bot. It's going to plug into our new Web3 infrastructure, nerolabs.io. Targeted monthly returns approximately between 15 to 20%. And then, with all that said, I'm trying to just think if I'm covering everything. Right, guys, the goal here, again, and I say this to everyone on this call, to the company, to the team who have been working hard, to our partners who have been patient. we're fully committed to our recovery process here. We will provide information often as possible, and we will have these calls as frequently as possible. It may not always be ground shattering in terms of new information, but we will endeavor to provide real-time information when we can, so we can work side by side with our partners, with our institutional investors, with our venture partners, to get things not to where they were before, but to better where they were before. And again, we're fully committed here to our recovery process. That includes, as I'd said before, resuming withdrawals with the current daily limits where they are. Those limits we would obviously start pushing up over time as we get through the necessary security and technical audits. So with all that said, I appreciate everybody taking the time here for joining us. My commitment to you and my promise to you is that I will provide real, honest, and transparent information as frequently and as consistently as possible as we work side by side with the folks in place to get us back to not where we were, but to better than we were before. And with that said, I'm going to take a minute here just to hand over to Brian, who's joined us on the call now as well. He can add in anything on the previous slides, and then also close things out. But again, we are incredibly grateful and appreciative for the commitment of the community, right? For the commitment of our partners. We as a company stand hand in hand in strength here to move forward to the future in a position where we are better, where we are stronger, where we are more transparent, and to deliver the returns and the payouts as we have always historically done. So appreciate your patience and your commitment as we work through this. Thank you. And with that, I'll hand over to you, Brian.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. If you don't mind, could you just advance it to the next slide and then I'll dive in.
Yeah, one second here.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Andrew, for that also. It's great news that we getting some payments going out. I know it's just a trickle at this point, but we need to start it and we need to test it and we need to get some stuff going. So that's why you're going to see that happening. And again, like I said, every journey begins with a step. So this is our first step towards starting to compensate, starting to get the withdrawals going, starting to get back on track and back up to speed. I really have three things here. I make little notes when I speak sometimes. Audit, future, and hope. Those are the three things I'm going to talk to you guys about here real briefly. I had hoped to give you some more information about the audit today. That's why we added Andrew to the call to sort of focus more on Nero and some of the development things, because we just aren't ready to release the findings yet, and we don't have enough information, and it's deeper than we had anticipated, and there's issues that we're working on solving. So there will not be any update from me today on the breadth, scope, depth of the hack. I know that's probably disappointing to many people. It would be to me if I was sitting in your shoes. I can fully understand that, but we're just not prepared as a company to deliver that today, and so that's going to wait to the next call. That being said, and as Andrew said, there is a lot of work going on here, and it is broader than I had initially anticipated, and that gets me to the second thing. What does our future look like? And as this slide says, moving forward together. This is stressful for everyone. Sleepless nights, people with a little bit of money, a medium amount of money, a lot of money, a whole lot of money. No one likes to lose anything. Me included. This just is not how we're programmed. This is not how we set ourselves up for success. And this is not part of what we envision for ourselves when we get into these things, right? And I fully get that, and I am as frustrated as anyone out there. I can promise you guys that, because I'm putting a lot on the line, representing and doing what I'm doing over here, and I want to get this right, and that's why I'm thrilled that Andrew is helping sort of look at what the vision is and what's coming and what the future is. And I think the future is bright, once we get through this period, because this period is a very dark period for Orem, and it's a period when we sincerely have to do our best to get this company to where it needs to be. And we all know that we have a great opportunity here. We've all seen how this can spread like wildfire. But the reality of the situation is that we scaled too fast and we moved too quickly and we grew too much and it got out of hand. And now, uh, I'm paying for it. You're paying for it. Every single person on the call, every single person that listens to this call is. And that's just the sad truth and reality of this. Now, the future doesn't have to look like that. The future does have, what my third point is hope. We have a very strong, um, base to what we've built here. We have hundreds of thousands of people that are interested in our products, love our products, and want to continue on with us. And so, uh, for me, that's the most important thing here is how do we get to that next phase? And my part of this is trying to first of all figure out what went wrong so that we don't have these problems ever again, right? And that's easy to say, but that's not easy to do. And I appreciate every single person that has sent me a message, that has helped with information, that has shared things with me. You guys just have no idea, how many people out there have access to be able to send me messages. And I didn't realize it until this as well. But some of them are very nice, and I want to thank those people that are positive, that have hope, that are, still believing in what we're doing here. And some of them are very negative as well. And I want to tell you guys I understand. If I was in the same position, which we all are in the same position, it would be very easy for me to send a message and that I'm doing everything that I can. And so the mean messages, the nice messages, I really am getting more than I can look at in a day. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing everything in my power to get this to where it needs to be. And that's it's it's easy to say, but it's hard to explain what that means really. And I just think that everyone should understand that we're still here because we have hope for the future. And we believe that we can get there together. And so that's really my message to you guys today. And again, I understand that it's not the message that everyone was hoping for, was expecting. I want to be able to delineate exactly what happened, exactly what the scope and the breadth of it are to you guys. And that's coming. We're working on that, but today wasn't the day for that. We're just not prepared. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. As Andrew said, we're going to continue to have updates on a regular basis. The best place to get the most up-to-date information will be the Telegram channel. That's going to be where I look at that even to get information. And I think that's something that everyone needs to focus on, ensuring that they're getting the information from the company, ensuring that they're getting the information. But uh, these are difficult times, and I want to just reassure everyone that I'm doing my best from where I sit. The team is doing everything that they can. There's a lot of, man hours being thrown at this to get this not only figured out but solved and going in the right direction again, so that we can continue to grow the business, continue to give people, that hope for the future that everyone really wants. And again, whether you have a little bit, a lot, a medium amount, it doesn't matter. What matters is that's the hard-earned resources and the hard-earned, assets that you guys have earned in your life, and you deserve them, and you deserve to be respected for that. And that's something that, as long as I'm doing this job, we're going to continue to fight for you guys and fight to get as much back to you as soon as we can, get the ship going in the right direction, fill the hole, and continue forward. And so, and again, I know for a fact that that's not an insurmountable uh, battle that we have ahead of us, right? We can win this battle. I've seen this before many other times in the past, and bad things have happened, and bad people did bad things to a lot of our good people, and that's just the way it is. And now we have to fix that. And when we can figure out exactly what happened and exactly how we can remedy this, that's exactly what we're going to do. But we've started with the withdrawals opening. You're going to see those increasing. You're going to see other products opening, so that we can get back to business as usual as soon as possible. But in the meantime, again, thank you to everyone that's on this call and that's listening to this. We want to thank you guys for your patience, for your trust, and for your continued support. So that being said, that's all for now from my side. I want to thank everyone and have a good rest of your day. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be.